Hey everyone, so it's the end of my day. I tried watching the movie The Queen twice and I fell asleep. So maybe I'll get through it tomorrow. But yeah, I guess the cold took a toll on me. And also, Sally Field passed away. She was one of my favorite actresses. She acted in that movie Not Without My Daughter. And my mom had taken us to see that movie at the drive-in when it came out. Some of those interviews that they did of the lady that had been basically held hostage in Iran, I watched some of those. They came up on my YouTube feed, and her daughter, Mahtob, I watched that. So I'll miss them, the actors and actresses who have passed on. She was a good actress. I liked her movies. And today I didn't do too much after coming back from church. Well, it was half the day gone because the mass was about 10. Then we did the rosary. Then we did adoration. So half the day was gone. So I just cleaned up a little bit, and then I had something to eat in the evening, and that's it. But yeah, it plays on my mind, all those break-ins we had in Zimbabwe and how our dogs were vicious. I mean, even our next-door neighbors never used to just come to our house. They used to call us to say we're coming because our dogs were so vicious. So whoever broke into our place, I hope God gives you peace. In fact, I hope God gives you so much money and everything that you never have to break into somebody's house to steal from them. And I hope you leave our family alone, especially if you're a friend or a past friend or somebody. I hope you leave us alone. And even my next job situation, I hope you leave me alone, because I've lost too many jobs now in Canada. And I know to some people my life was wasted here, but I tried not to let it go to waste. When I wasn't working, I was volunteering. If I wasn't volunteering, I was studying, taking courses, or helping in the church, or doing something. Because I don't believe in letting even one day go by without doing something that can help others, that can benefit Canada and benefit my homeland of Zimbabwe. I've pushed as much as I can from here for Zimbabwe to have change come in, investment, and for things to get better for her. And I also hope and pray things get better for me, because it's an awful way to live, to have to keep taking money from other people. I also want to work. I want to earn that money for myself. And I'm proud that I actually owned a property here in Canada. And that was when I first came here. But unfortunately, circumstances came against me. But God has blessed me, and I hope that He will continue to bless me. It would be nice if I could actually find out who actually broke into our home and stole from us, because it was very frightening. And even here in Canada, I came home, not here, but at Rosewell Gardens, I came home and my door was unlocked. And similar things are happening here in this condominium building. People are coming home and they're finding that their back doors were open, their front doors are open after they locked it. So people are putting cameras in our units. We had asked the condominium manager if they could put cameras in the corridors to at least catch people. And they said no, they can't. So at least that's some deterrence, but it never used to be like this in Canada, how it is now. It's become like Zimbabwe, which is sad. But yeah, I pray for those people, because we were poor to begin with and we had very little, and they just keep coming after our family. It was the same thing in the call center. All my colleagues know, all the managers know. They said, hey, somebody's really got it out for Belinda. And she's so nice, she hasn't even done anything to anyone. I think people that come here from other countries like Iran and Egypt and India, they have this false notion that, oh, you have to be tough, you have to be like the ones who are the most ruthless, they are the ones who get to the top. But it's not that way. If you work for the Americans, you know it's not that way. The people who get to the top are people like me. They're people who are kind, people who are compassionate, people who don't hurt others, people who want to see their countries come up and be successful, who are not hard on their wives, who don't yell at them, who don't hit their children. Those are the people that come up in America and in this part of the world. You might have some that, yeah, they're crooks, they scam people, they do people down, but you get that everywhere. There's corruption here, but the corruption in Africa and India and those places, it's 1,000 times worse than here. At least here they try to put some systems in to catch people. They try to educate you so that you understand the difference between right and wrong. And there's respect for the law. You can't do what people did to my friends in Africa. You can't, or even to us. You can't come in and say, oh, well, this is our property now. We don't care if you are third generation or fourth generation. You have to leave. You have to go. Like what Eddy did in Africa. You can't do that. And it's actually, it's not a good way to live, because what people did whenever they conquered Africa, you can't keep taking it out on us. You can't keep hurting us and our children, because our families also landed up there, some of us, because of slavery. And it's not fair to punish us for what our ancestors did. So, anyway, I would like to know if the police ever catch them and they ever find out who it was. I would like to know who it was, because there were so many break-ins, one after the other. And it all started, well, we first started having break-ins at the shop. Then my grandfather put an alarm, because they used to come in through the roof. So he put an alarm so that when they broke that wire, when they came in, the alarm would go off, and then it would trigger it straight to the police station. Then the police came, then they caught them. Then they also caught them when they were passing the blankets. Our neighbor, we had a Muslim neighbor, Mr. Kasim, Uncle Kisi, they were stealing from us. I just happened to be going to the toilet and I saw them. Then I told my grandfather, then he closed the shop, then they caught them. And then we used to get pilfering in the shop. The thieves used to come in, so we used to watch. We used to help my grandfather. And we used to just watch. Then when we used to see them, they used to close the shop and then they used to catch them. So I have a lot of experience from working in retail. And I worked in Future Shop here. I worked at the Bay at stores in downtown Toronto. So I have experience from that too. But yeah, I don't know why they kept coming into our house. You come home, you find the back doors wide open. They never used to come from the front. Maybe they thought, oh, if we come from the front, somebody might come in a car and see us. They used to come from the back, because at the back there was all bush there. You come home, you find the doors wide open. They used to leave a present for us. Used to come home and find that, oh, even with the burglar bars. They used to cut the burglar bars and come in. And then they wouldn't come like a small, tiny little window. They used to come in through there. So it used to be very scary. And I don't think it was somebody that didn't know us. I think it was somebody that knew us. Because my dogs were very vicious. They wouldn't let anybody come near me. No one. Not even friends of mine. They wouldn't let anyone come near me. I had an Alsatian dog. His name was Shane. and he was a big German Shepherd dog. He was like a wolf. And then I had another dog. He was mixed breed. I think he was like half Doberman, half Alsatian. So I had very vicious dogs. Then they were very protective of me. They wouldn't let anybody come near me. And Mr. Harry's dogs were also like that. If we were going there, we had to phone them and tell them, "We're coming, you have to come meet us by the gate." So, very vicious dogs. That's why I'm saying whoever stole from us was probably either somebody that we knew, or maybe they were from Kadoma or Gweru. Sometimes you get people, we never had people at our house too often. But I think it was somebody that knew us. Because it's very strange. It's very strange that we never even used to hear the dog barking. We never even used to hear, like if they came in a car, you would hear the car. You would hear the car if it was a car. Never used to hear anything. So, it was very strange. Anyway, let's see. When they broke into my place at Rosewell Gardens, they didn't steal anything because I checked everything. But yeah, if you ladies and guys are on your own, put cameras. Even the condo manager told me, she said, put cameras in your apartment. We can't put them outside in the corridor, but she said inside your unit, put cameras all over. And even my cousins had told me that. They said, put cameras in your unit. Just keep cameras and keep it on, even if you're at home. So, it's scary. Very scary. But, anyway. Yeah, people here who are hard on their wives, hard on their husbands, who have tempers, who take things out on you, they don't get away with it. Eventually, somebody will report it or somebody will say something, and it doesn't work here. It's not acceptable. People don't tolerate it. When we were growing up, we had all that corporal punishment. They used to beat us, they used to hit us with a stick, pinch us. They don't do all that here. It's not acceptable. So, yeah, it was a different life growing up in Africa. And I don't regret it. It was good while it lasted. Afterwards, the crime started going up, and even like if you go to Zimbabwe, there are places in Zimbabwe where there are diamonds lying on the ground. Those places are protected by the government. If you go there, if you drive there, you have to have permission to drive there. There's big diamonds in Zimbabwe. There's copper, there's gold. We lived near a gold mine. And when that moon used to rise, it used to be a huge, big moon. I used to love it. When we used to come home from church, you used to see that moon. But they have copper, they have diamonds, they have gold, they have best soil for growing things. Although I'm glad to see Mnangagwa took what I was saying seriously and they implemented the irrigation systems. But I hope they get water. They'll need water, and I hope they stop all the small-scale mining, because that affects the water table. Because if the water doesn't flow into the rivers because of all that small-scale mining, then the dams don't fill up. So Zimbabwe is a very rich country. It's very rich. They just have to make things come right. It's like Canada. Canada has lots of mineral wealth and water. Lots of water. But yeah, I pray for Zimbabwe every day that it comes right. Be good if it comes right for them, for the people who are there. It was sad for us. And it's sad what happened to me here. You work so hard and then they say, oh no, it's cultural difference. So because of cultural difference, I'm the one that always has to lose my job. Stupid. Anyway, hopefully I'll be blessed through my John Maxwell. I'll get speaking engagements and my HR and my theology, because John Maxwell is all theology. He just put it into secular form. It's all based on the Bible. You can ask Papa Maxwell, you can ask him. If you're following me and you're a reporter, you can ask him, are your books and things based on the Bible? He'll say yes. Everything is based on the Bible. That's why it works. That's why it works. So, we'll see what happens. It's already the end of the year, imagine. It's already October and I still don't have anything. So, I hope I get something soon. And we had a nice big house in Zimbabwe. My dad built a big house. We had a lounge and dining room. And then we had a huge kitchen with lots of storage space. And we had, my parents' bedroom had a shower ensuite and built-in closets. And then my sister and I shared a room, but then after he died, then she wanted her own room. She didn't want me to sleep in the bedroom with her. We had single beds, but before my dad passed away, we used to sleep in the same room. So then she stayed in that room, then I slept in the other room with my grandmother. We had single beds, and my grandfather and my brother, they had their room with single beds. So we had a huge house. And there was a separate bathroom with a toilet and shower, handheld shower. And our veranda, we had all kinds of nice polished stone. We had serpentine stone and all the stones of Zimbabwe. They're also good for your health, those stones that they use there. Nice parquet flooring. Not the flooring like Canada has, where they take plywood and they put a piece of wood on the top. And then it looks polished, but it's actually plywood that the termites get into. We had proper wood from our Zimbabwe trees. And the house was painted white. So with that reflect, because then the sun refracts off it. So it kept it cool in the hot summer months. And we used to get heavy rainstorms there, heavy thunder and lightning. So, but yeah, I liked it. I liked Zimbabwe. So, this coming week I'll have more training. I've booked a lot of training. If I'm at home, I might as well do training, upgrade my skills, and then do the John Maxwell. So I make the most of each day. Make the most of the time. I don't just sit at home and watch TV and eat and drink and get fat. I don't do that. And I go for my walks. I go to the city market and the metro to get my groceries and things. And I have a small fridge, so that's why I go many times. Because the freezer part is small. So I buy things and I store them. And when things go on sale, like they had a deal, they give you points here, PC points. So some of the things, like you can get a 6-pack of tissue, which is tissue papers, facial tissue papers, which are normally like $9.99. They'll sell them for $3.99. So when I see deals like that, I buy them and then I keep. So that's what you have to do now, because things are very, very tough for everybody. And I'm praying I get a break. I'm not somebody that wants to go live off the grid, go live in isolation. I'm not interested in all that. I like to be with people. I like going to the church. I like socializing. So that's what it's about. So let's see what happens. Those police in Zimbabwe, they're very good. They'll catch them eventually. Many of those white policemen, they left. Some of them are here in Canada also. Even our army, Rhodesian army. They're in America, they're here in Canada, they're in Britain. We were the best in the world. We defeated a lot of people. If they keep hurting me, the Rhodesian army will go after them. So they better stop. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. There's a lot of people connected with me. I never ever want to hear again on a call, Eddy, she's sweet. I'm sick of it. Before they let me go from this job, I had to hear it again. I'm tired of it. They must all get on with their lives and leave me to live in peace. Because I work very, very hard to get my jobs. It's not like I just go, and not like England, where I had friends to say, oh yeah, we know people, we know recruiters, and we can help you get a job. It's not like that. I work very, very hard to get my jobs. And they mustn't forget it. I'm not joking. The Rhodesian army will come after them if they don't stop. This has gone too far. I'm not going to jail for people. For nothing. No. I would rather even go back to Zimbabwe than go to jail. For standing up for my rights and for human rights. I would rather do that. I'll have a nice life there. Doesn't matter to me.